Southampton non-league side AFC Totton have qualified for the Southern Premier playoffs, which is the third tier of non-league football, which if won will put them in the National League South alongside the likes of Worthing, St Albans, Farnborough and more, with only 3 games left to go this season in their pursuit to earn back-to-back promotions after having won the Southern League Division 1 South last year. However, the Stags have bigger ambitions of becoming a Football League club, which if they win promotion in the playoffs, they'll be only 2 divisions away from. This is the manager, Jimmy Ball, who's helped them so far on their journey.
We've had a good start with promotion in the first season and 2 cups, and we're in a strong position this season. But you know, the long-term goal is league football, which anyone in non-league football will tell you is unbelievably hard. The leagues get harder every season. The one we're in now is an unbelievably hard league to win because 1 goes up automatic. The National League South is brutal, really, really tough league. And then the National League, I think, is the hardest league to get out of in the country. So it's no mean feat, but we'll do everything we can.
Ball has brought in one of the best strikers on the South Coast in Tony Lee from Paul Town, who upon returning to the Snow Stadium has rediscovered his love for the game, where within 2 months he's already scored nearly 10 goals.
It's kicking me on. I'm starting to get the love back for football, which is a big help. So yeah, and winning on the pitch obviously helps. So yeah, I think over the last 18 months, I started to fall out of it, and I knew I needed to make a change, and that was stepping out of my comfort zone, coming to Totton, somewhere that I kind of knew, so I wasn't completely out of my comfort zone, but enough to be able to try and re-spark the energy and the love for football. So yeah, I've come in, been here just under a month now, and I think it's probably one of the best decisions I'd have made.
Ball knows just how much Lee can help Totton in their promotion chase, and is aware he is one of a rare breed of strikers at this level.
Tony Lee is a proven goal scorer, and they are a commodity that are not there's not an abundance of proven goal scorers. Just look at his record at Poole. I think it's 136 games, 98 goals. It's ridiculous. And he brings to us a real presence, because he is a presence on the football field. Other teams have to do something specific for Tony Lee. You can't leave him one-on-one. So that will free up space somewhere else.
Another man who's helped the Stags in their attack is Scott Rendell, who's picked up over 20 goals this season and is one of the top goal scorers in the Southern Premier. Overall in his career, he's notched up nearly 300 goals.
I've scored near on 270-ish in my career, and only 3 have been outside the box. And none of my goals are going to be like world beaters and posted everywhere, all over the internet. But I think for me, I'm just one of those old school people that all goals matter the same for me. Whether if they can count for obviously wins, like a 1-0 win or a 2-1 win, that's as good as a 40-yard top corner for me. They say they all count for the same, but they're all important in their own right. And I've been very lucky and with my goal return so far this year and last year. So hopefully that keeps going for the rest of the season and we end up on a high again.
Despite there being 2 top strikers in the lineup, Rendell and Lee have created a strong partnership, which has only made Totton more confident about potentially reaching the National League South in early May in the playoffs. Ball was confident from the start that neither of them would clash head.
Him and Renz will be absolutely fine. They will plug in together, no problem at all. Renz is an absolute professional. He's got a wonderful brain. He's brilliant around the football club, and him and Tony will gel quite quickly, I believe.
Everything might seem rosy at the Snow Stadium currently. However, there's one fan who's been a season ticket holder for the past 16 years and can remember when AFC Totton struggled the previous time they were in the Southern Premier a decade ago.
Paul Luscombe. I've been a season ticket holder here since 2008 season. There's been some pretty grim times here didn't have, leading to some big debts within the club. I remember attending a meeting here where it was made quite clear what a financial state the club was in and how we were going to have to pare back the playing staff. I mean, this following season we relied on a lot of kids playing in the team, and you know, they tried really hard. They did try really hard, but they just weren't of the quality to keep us in what was this division at that time. So we were relegated, and we had a few seasons where things needed to turn around.
However, 16 years ago, the Stags were here lined up at Wembley for the FA Vase final, one of the most respected competitions in non-league football, at the peak of their history, which they would go on to taste defeat in. Loscombe can remember that moment as if it was yesterday.
Gosh, well, it was the first weekend when after the new Wembley Stadium had been redeveloped with the arch. I actually went to both the trophy final and the Vase final, because I had a friend who's a Kidderminster supporter, so we came up on the day before, on the Saturday, to see the Vase final. See the trophy final, and then the Vase final, Totton against Truro City on the Sunday. The game itself, oh gosh, well, I know Totton lost 3-1. All I can remember is it was the record attendance for the Vase at that time, about 26,000 odd, I think it was. Loads of Tottenham fans coming up to the match. I was really surprised. I mean, not followed them at all. And as for the game itself, yeah, I mean, it was. I remember it being a good game, but at the end of the day, I think Truro deserved to win.
Right now, though, Loscombe is optimistic that the Stags have what it takes to play in the National League South for next season.
I don't think the teams that are in the playoff zone, there's nothing that should frighten these players. They're certainly good enough to play at that sort of level, so I'm confident.
Defender Luke Hallett, who's chasing back-to-back promotion since joining last year, believes that confidence is the secret ingredient to AFC Totton's fairy tale story so far.
I went there with the ambition of getting promotion. I felt like, you know, everything around the club was right that we would be able to get promotion. And some of the recruitment that went into that season was very good for that league. And the style of play that we had, you know, when we were playing, we were confident. And I think that was the main thing about keeping confidence within the squad. And by a few games in the season, you could get this feeling inside you that, we could do this season.
Hallett feels that an early victory last season against Bishop Cleeves, when the Stags came back from a goal down, only spurred the club on more in their ambitions.
I tell you what was a first game of last season, against Bishop's Cleeve, because we were 1-0 down. And I think the club had never come back from a 1-0 down loss within like 2 years or something like that, 3 years. And we came back and won 2-1 for the first game of the season. And that was kind of like a marker of we've got togetherness, we're a team. The team hasn't done this for so how many seasons, so we can do this season. And I think that just put us in a good stead to be able to go and, you know, fight for each other and fight for a win.
Even though Tottenham are in a strong position on the pitch, Ball admits that money is a big contributor to success in silverware, and that managers can only do so much in the game.
Finances and budget. We would all like to believe, every manager in the world would like to believe that it's about us and that we create winning teams. And yeah, there are things we do and things that we add to it, but you know, if you just look at, let's take last season for example. I'll have to remember off the top of my head, but Manchester City won the Premier League with the biggest budget. Fulham, I think I'm right in saying, Burnley won the Championship with the biggest budget. I think Ipswich won the League One with the biggest budget. I think, I can't remember who won League Two last season. Stevenage, and their budget would have been significant. And then I think Wrexham, did Wrexham win the National League last season?
Yeah, they beat Moscow.
Wrexham won the National League last season with the biggest budget. So it plays a part. You know, we'd all like to believe it was all about us and with these fantastic coaches, but you need very good players as well.
Either way, all AFC Totton can worry about right now are the Southern Premier playoffs. come a few weeks' time in May, where they may just step closer to their dreams of becoming a Football League club. Southampton Sporting HQ will be watching.